Awakening Humanity, Chapter 5, Our Eternal Connection. Later that day, I wondered why Martha entered and exited our conversation so abruptly, without ever bothering to greet me first or say farewell. She replied to this thought on my drive to work, which also told me our connection was getting stronger. I no longer needed to be half asleep. Apparently, my ability to achieve the necessary non-resistant state of a higher vibration was improving. It was also the beginning of what would turn out to be an ongoing long-term dialogue between us. For ease of both reading and writing, I will present these dialogues from here on in a play script style format. Here is what she said. Martha. From my perspective, such formalities are unnecessary. What you do not yet understand is that no one ever leaves anyone, ever. In the telepathic relationship, everyone is continuously accessible to everyone. We are each only a thought away. It is no different than your conversations in the physical world. When you are at home or among your work friends, you do not begin each conversation with, "Hello, I'm about to speak to you," or end with, "Well, goodbye, until I speak to you again in a few seconds." No, such introductions and conclusions to conversations with people in your immediate presence are deemed unnecessary and would be very odd. You simply begin speaking with whomever is nearby, and then cease to speak when finished. So, too, is it with the people on my planet through telepathy, and with you and myself now. As far as I am concerned, when you direct your thoughts to me, it is the same as having a conversation with me as though I was physically present. My dear, this is something your planet needs to understand. Everyone is a mere thought away, whether they are in your physical reality or not. Communication is always immediate and readily accessible through the mind. You just need to be tuned in properly. This is something your people will become more aware of as you spiritually evolve. Notice I did not say learn to do, because you are already doing it all the time. You do this when you extend thoughts of love to one another and your Creator. And you do this when you grieve so deeply over deceased loved ones. Yet, has it ever occurred to you that when they enter your mind, it is because they are reaching out to you? You think you can only extend your thoughts to them, and that the conversation is one-sided. But I assure you, such contact is always both ways, and not always initiated by you. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. As for you and me, keep in mind that if we are talking and you are called away to another task, I do not expect you to bid me farewell. Just as with a conversation in the physical, I will know when we are being interrupted, and no other words need be spoken. We can continue our communication when you are no longer occupied by other tasks. Me. So everyone on your whole planet is in constant telepathic communication with one another? Doesn't it get noisy in your heads? How do you keep all the conversations straight? How do you keep any thoughts private? Martha. It is not how you think. We cannot barge into each other's minds uninvited. All it takes is a simple, loving thought, extended to a particular person. And if they accept the feel of the vibration and decide to match it, communication is established. It is a more structured process than you imagine. However, it all happens quite instantaneously and naturally. Do you not feel this between us now? Have you grown accustomed to my vibration, the feel of me when I enter into conversation with you? Me. Yes, you certainly have your own Martha feel. There is no question when you're present in my mind. Martha. As for keeping any thoughts private, know this. There are no thoughts we would not share because our thoughts are wholly loving and completely without fear or judgment. There are no private thoughts we would wish to withhold because every thought bestows love in the understanding of our unity in one love, and only loving thoughts can be shared. Fear and judgment are what keep your human minds separate, a state we find to be very limited and filled with only suffering and loneliness. And with that, our conversation was over, and Martha abruptly left my mind. I was left with only the loving feel of the connection I had just experienced with her. This concludes Chapter 5 from Awakening Humanity, Our Place Among Extraterrestrials and Angels.